Welcome again to Blue Devil Gymnasium and the 2023 Quincy Shootout. It's the home Blue Devils taking on Staley out of Kansas City in the second to last game of the evening. Good evening to you once again. Alongside Brian Shoemaker and Damon Emmerich, I'm Charlie Hall. We thank Gavin Hilgenbrink and the guys in the truck for our production group here in this one tonight in front of a good crowd at Blue Devil Gymnasium. The Blue Devils trying to make it back-to-back wins here at home. They'll have their hands full, though, however, with the Staley squad, as the Falcons were impressive in their win last night at Quincy Notre Dame in that part of the shootout. We'll talk more about the matchup on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show next on Central Illinois Sports.
Wish you had extra cash for a vacation, a boat, a new car, projects around the house? Free up more cash for the things you want by taking advantage of low interest rates. Refinance your home with Great Rivers Bank and keep more of your money by lowering your monthly payment. Start the process online at greatriversbank.bank and work with one of our experienced loan officers to get the lowest rate possible. Great Rivers Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
Did you know that Prairie Land FS doesn't just sell seed? They treat it and box it right here at one of their local facilities, then deliver it to your farm or fields. Growers trust Prairie Land FS to deliver top-performing crop protection products that promise the best performance before, during, and after the growing season. Prairie Land FS, your leading supplier of choice.
When choosing internet and Wi-Fi service to meet your family's education needs, it pays to do your homework. You'll learn that Cascom, with fast, reliable speeds up to 1 gig, powered by whole home adaptive Wi-Fi, is the right choice. School has changed, and so should your internet. Contact Cascom and upgrade to the internet speed and whole home Wi-Fi your family needs.
When I'm driving in my car with my family, I've got 2 kids and a wife, and 4 of us are driving in a car, we literally get excited when we see a Dot truck. It's actually a sense of pride.
Why I would encourage anyone to work at Dot. We take care of each other.
The company continues to grow and expand.
That to me is what brings me to work every day and that I enjoy.
Diversity, culture, family, all of those things, if you want them, you should be at Dot.
Winter weather in the Tri-States can be difficult to predict. At KHQA, we have a dedicated, experienced, elite weather team that knows what to look for and how you should prepare no matter what comes your way. KHQA, working for you.
Back on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show, Quincy High and Staley in this matchup. Quincy High always gets the primetime spot here at their own shootout, as they should. They got the win last night over United Township, but really struggled to make shots. A little different level of action here tonight, as Staley is quite the opponent. Damon, you got a chance to see the Falcons last night, and this is a team to be reckoned with.
Yeah, we saw Staley go up against the Burlington school last night. Close first half in part due to foul trouble that Staley got into, as 2 of their big men in Caden Fish and Cameron Manyawu both had 3 fouls in the first half, but did a nice job there to stay in it, and then they pulled away there in the second half. One thing I was really impressed by with Staley last night was Kyan Evans, the man that's headed to Colorado State, did an excellent job handling the ball for Staley last night, really got his team into the offense when they needed it, and they're going to need him tonight to do a nice job handling the ball with this 1-2-2 zone that they're going to go up against with this Quincy Blue Devil squad.
Brian, we saw the Blue Devils, and you have to like what Andy Douglas is doing here. He's putting a challenge in front of his young team to see how they respond.
Well, you know, they've got hopes and aspirations after making the Super Sectional last year. They want to build this young squad up to something that can potentially make a run. This is the type of challenge you're going to have to go up against, where they are very outsized. Let's just be very blunt about this. This is a visibly bigger team than what the Blue Devils are going to put on the floor tonight. So it's going to be a big challenge for this team. They're going to have to play a little bit different style maybe, and it's going to be fun to see.
Yeah, and I mean, I think, yeah, it's pretty astounding actually how much just overall athlete for athlete Staley has a size advantage. It kind of reminds me over the years of going to watch the University of Illinois football team when they match up against a Michigan or an Ohio State, when the linemen are out early warming up and you're going, are we playing on the same level of guys? I mean, it just looks a little different. And that's not saying Quincy High can't win this contest, but it will take one of their better efforts to do that. And they're going to have to be willing to be physical in this one.
I think they're also going to have to still play their style of game. I think they're going to have to go out. We see the guys get a little loose and a little carefree sometimes, and they seem to have a lot of fun. And of course, just like anything else you do in life, when you're having fun, everything seems to be a little bit easier. And, that seems to be the mantra here for this QHS squad. But Staley's going to try and make it not fun for him tonight. This is a physical team. Damon, you got to see them last night, and they can bang with anybody. So we'll see how it plays.
They're very athletic. They're not afraid to get out and run the court. But one thing they do really well is they attack the offensive glass. And when you talk about this Quincy Blue Devil squad, you talk about a squad that's really young. And one thing you see in a young group when they come into a big game like this, of course, this is the Blue Devils' home gymnasium. You've got a packed house here, and you're playing in front of one of the top teams in the state of Missouri. Sometimes with a young squad like that, they'll either come out and play really loose, or they're very uptight and have a hard time getting into the game. We'll see what then the first couple of minutes of this ball game, what we're going to expect from the Blue Devils in this game. It'll be
one of the rare times you'll see Quincy High play at home in a non-white uniform. They're playing with the alternate black uniforms, and read a good article about these uniforms on the Muddy River Sport. Matt Schuckman gave quite the perspective on these. As a traditionalist for Quincy High, he said he didn't necessarily love them when he first saw them, but after talking to the kids, they seem to really be happy with the opportunity to wear these.
Well, it's these alternate jerseys and alternate jersey lifestyle that we live in today, Charlie. Kids always wanting to kind of stay trendy with the times, and having these third color alternates is a big part of that. This is something that they said the kids have been clamoring for a while. Andy Douglas obliged after seeing a little bit of success, and the kids like it. They say it's a clean, crisp look is what they call it.
We'll see if that clean, crisp look can carry over to clean, crisp play for the Blue Devils. We step aside on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. 3 minutes, 50 seconds away from the Star-Spangled Banner. The starting lineups in the play-by-play as it's Quincy and Staley on Central Illinois Sports.
Rewards checking, I'm not sure if there's a better checking account around.
They have 3 requirements each month, and if they meet those requirements, we will pay them the highest checking account interest rate that we have right now.
At this time, it is a very generous 4.07 APY.
As far as ID Secure goes,
it gives you protection with credit monitoring, cell phone protection.
Prevent identity theft at a reasonable cost.
It's watching out for you.
And every 90 days you get an update on it, so the peace of mind of that's very nice.
One last bottle of beer on the wall, one last bottle of beer. Hey, we're back! Make that 100 bottles of beer on the wall, 100 bottles of beer. You take one down, you pass it around.
The liquor booth has one of the largest selections of alcohol in the area, including specialty bourbons, whiskeys, vodkas, and tequila, serving you at 2 locations, 3520 Broadway and 12th and Locust in Quincy. Online at liquorboothquincy.com.
Hey, Dad. We're going for a run.
Well, just be careful. Make sure you're not running alone.
Another virus was blocked? Are you doing an online quiz?
This one's going to tell me my IQ.
All these quizzes are for us to get your passwords for everything. How do you not know that? How long have you been doing these quizzes for?
How old are you?
11?
11 years.
How do you not know how old I am? All right, well, we're going to go for a run and watch for Cars and Strangers, and you change all your passwords so your identity isn't wiped out.
A bit dramatic. Really like to know my IQ, though.
We talked about it last night at Quincy High. If you've never been to a Blue Devil basketball game at Blue Devil Gymnasium, it's an event in and of itself, and then there's a basketball game as well.
It's some of the best pregame pageantry you'll see anywhere, Charlie, and that's from some guys that know a little bit about it here. Our time at Griggsville, Perry, and Pittsfield, 2 small schools that do a great job of getting the crowd excited as well, but nobody does it quite like Quincy High.
The Quincy High kids really taking advantage of the opportunity to able to slam it down before the game. That's usually in the IHSA a rule that you can't do that before the game starts. I don't know why. I mean, I guess so you don't break the rim maybe, but outside of that, I don't think the officials really care in this one.
They kind of let things go a little bit here. We've always said the most fun thing you could probably do here is about midway through the day on Saturday is just have an open dunk contest and get about a dozen guys out here and give them a couple of tries and see what happens.
pregame warm-ups were our time to shine, guys, when we played, because it definitely wasn't during the game. But it was open layup season for the three of us.
The Staley squad going to take advantage as well, and the fans really are excited. They're on their feet right now. Very good band program here for Quincy High. A lot to be proud of for the Blue Devils. And the basketball team, they're doing their part as well. They're taking on this Staley Falcons team out of Kansas City, Missouri. 14-1 on the season for Staley, and they have some impressive wins on their resume. A quick look at our players to watch as the two teams head to their respective benches. Of course, Camden Brown and Bradley Longcore III, the junior and the sophomore for this squad from Quincy High. And then Damon told you about Caden Fish, who even though he was in foul trouble, still able to impact that game, especially in the second half, committed to Iowa State. Xavier Wilson is a 6'7" sophomore for this team, starting to turn some heads. And then Cameron Manyawu, who's committed to Indiana State. And these guys are the real deal. And hey, if Quincy figures out a way to win this contest, it's going to draw some attention.
Yeah, it'd be a big win right here for the Quincy Blue Devils if they could defeat this Staley squad on their home court in game 8 of 9 of the Quincy Shootout here on Saturday.
The high school band going to play the national anthem. We'll have it for you as well here, as we would love to mic them up but can't do so quite as well. So we'll have the Army band. How about that with our national anthem? And we'll be back with the Blue Devils starting lineup against Staley after this.
Looking for a new hangout or a place to eat? Gabe welcomes you to the Silver Dollar. Delicious menu options, daily lunch and drink specials, and 6 gambling machines. Come hang out on the patio with friends at the Silver Dollar, 7403 Broadway. Gaming and grill up on the hill. Silver Dollar.
Welcome back here to Quincy High School. Staley and Quincy, and Damon's got a look at the starting lineups for the Falcons.
Well, first off, for the Staley Falcons out of Kansas City, Missouri, they come into this contest with a record of 14-1, and they are coached by Chris Neff. At one guard, a 6'2 senior. He's headed to Colorado State, Kyan Evans. At another guard, a 6'2 senior, Jared Lee. At one forward position, he is a 6'4 senior, Larry Parker. And at the other forward position, he is a 6'6 senior, the man headed to Iowa State, Caden Fish. And the man in the middle for the Falcons, the 6'9 senior, Cameron Manyawu.
As they finish up the Staley starting lineup here in the gymnasium. Big physical team is this Staley group. So we talked about in the pregame. This Quincy High squad is going to have their hands full, a young team, but they have faced very few teams like this Staley Falcons team yet on the season.
And now the starting lineup for your Quincy Blue Devils, who come into this contest with a record of 18-2 under the direction of head coach Andy Douglas. At one guard, a 5'9" sophomore, Cameron Wires. At the other guard position, a 6'3" sophomore, Bradley Longcore. At one forward position, he is a 6'5" junior, Camden Brown. And at the other forward position, a 6'3" sophomore, Dom Clay. And the man in the middle for the Blue Devil squad, a 6'6" sophomore, Keyshawn Thomas. That's the starting five for the Quincy Blue Devils, again coming into this contest with a record of 18-2 as they're finishing up the starting lineup here for the Blue Devils squad, getting ready to take on the Falcons of Staley High School out of Kansas City, Missouri.
Only losses on the season for this squad from Quincy. That was to Moline at their place in the conference action, and then they also lost earlier at the Collinsville tournament to Decatur MacArthur in the championship game. So that's the two losses for the Blue Devils so far this season.
Yeah, big game right here for this Blue Devil squad. A chance to really make a statement on their home court, as we have seen back-to-back champions from the state of Missouri. If we just watched Bashan High School and now Staley High School getting ready to take on the Falcons in the primetime game here, game 8 of 9 at the Quincy Shootout.
Well, just about ready to roll here. Blue Devils in the black uniforms with the white numbers and blue trim. Staley in the home whites with the, I believe those are black numbers with a dark green trim, but the colors are similar enough to one another that I can tell you I can't tell the difference.
And we're about ready for the opening tip. Just about 30 minutes behind schedule here. Not too bad, as we're on game 8 of 9. Have one more game left this evening, as we'll see Huntington Prep take on the Burlington School. But before we get to that, we've got Staley High School and QHS, and we're ready to get this thing rolling. Manyawu to jump for Staley, and Camden Brown will jump center for the Blue Devils. And here we go. Tip up, and it is controlled by Staley. That's Evans, who's going to bring the ball into the front court against the zone defense of the Blue Devils. Left wing, that's Fish. Fish, as we talked about, will be headed to Iowa State. He gets it to Jared Lee. Right wing to Evans, top of the key, Fish. Left wing, Lee, three-point attempt up and good. Staley's got the early 3-0 lead. And here come the Blue Devils as Longcore will cross the time stripe and look to get things started for the Blue Devils, being guarded in a man-to-man by Lee. Longcore left wing, that's Wires. Wires gets the ball top of the key. That is Sprick. And shot from him is no good. And Fish with the rebound gets it to Evans, pushes it front court, left wing. Thought about the three, doesn't take it. That's Parker. Parker top of the key to Fish. Right wing to Lee. Fish still has it up top. Evans thought about the three, doesn't take it. He'll get the defense rolling again. That's Lee left wing. Top of the key, Fish. Right wing, he gets it to Parker. One dribble, picks it up, gets it down low to Fish, being guarded, double team, puts the ball on the floor, kicks it back out. Parker doesn't take the three, gets it to Lee, down low, gets it to Manyawu for the jam, and it's a 5-0 Falcons lead. Blue Devil ball into the front court. Here comes Longcore. Longcore's got it, top of the key to Sprick. Sprick gets it right wing. That's to Brown. Back to Wires. Right wing, Sprick, top of the key, Brown going to put it on the floor, attack the basket, and he'll be fouled on the shot, as that's going to be against Manyawu.
Manyawu will get whistled for his first team first of the half against Staley here. And that is going to send Camden Brown to the free throw line for the first two attempts for the Blue Devils tonight. 6:22 here, we're just in the opening of it. Damon Emmerich, Brian Shoemaker, Charlie Hull, Gavin Hilgenbrink bringing you everything here tonight on Central Illinois Sports. Well, guys, we've seen the interior presence of this Staley team in full effect right now. They're able to get a full shot going, and now they're trying to figure out what's happening, Damon, as they believe now it might be a foul on the floor.
Well, they're going to say it was on the floor, so I think the Falcons catch a break there. And now the officials are going to huddle.
Tell you what, a pretty good following here for Staley to watch their squad here at Blue Devil Gym. A nice crowd right behind their own bench.
I mean, we took the headset off during the starting lineup. This Staley crowd is loud.
Sprick will be the trigger man for the Blue Devils. He gets it into Brown. Brown's going to be fouled on the dribble.
That one's going to go against Caden Fish. That'll be his first personal, team second for Staley.
Sprick again will be the inbounds man for the Blue Devils. Quincy trailing early on 5-0. Gets it in, lob to Brown. Shot up attempt for him is up and good. Camden Brown with the first two for the Blue Devils, and we see them pick up here. They're not going to go full court now. Looks like they're going to drop back into a man-to-man. French gets it, right wing, kicks it out top. Manyawu dunk. And that's his second one within 2 minutes. He's got 4. Back out to a 5-point Falcons lead as here comes the Blue Devils. Longcore, the sophomore. Got the fancy dribble going against Lee. Kicks it up, down low. Thomas gets his shot blocked. Probably should have been a goaltend. Instead, gets the offensive rebound and the putback. And he draws the contact against Manyawu. That's going to be his second.
Manyawu whistle for his second, team third against Staley. Checking in for the Falcons is going to be number 35, Xavier Wilson, coming in here on the free throw attempt. Is a heck of a play from Keyshawn Thomas as you watch it there on the Northwestern Mutual replay, able to body up against the big man and get the bucket to go down.
Charlie talked a little bit about Xavier Wilson on the players to watch in the pregame show, and the 6'7" sophomore has to check in a little bit earlier than Coach Chris Neff would have liked for his Falcon squad.
Thomas's free throw's up and good, give him 3.
And it's a 7-5 Falcons lead as into the front court comes Evans. Right wing Parker, 3, up and good. And just like that, it's back to a 5-point lead for the Falcons. As into the front court comes Ralph Wires. Wires is a 5'9" junior for this Blue Devil squad. Gets it to Thomas. Thomas being guarded by Fish. Top of the key, Longcore. He's got a double against him. Tries to dribble out of it, and he does. Being guarded closely by Lee. Longcore pulls up for the 3. Shot up and good. And it's a 10-8 lead, and we're going to have I think we're actually going to call that a 2. So that's a 2 from Bradley Longcourt, as you'll see here on the Northwestern Mutual instant replay.
Looked like right foot was just on the line, so a good call by the officials. Good eyes there.
Coming into the front court for Staley is Jared Lee. Lee's the 6'2 senior, gets it to Evans, left wing to Parker, to Fish, back to Parker. Xavier Wilson holds the ball high above his head, looking for somebody. He finds Lee, back out top to Parker, and then Evans is going to get him set. 15 to go on the shot clock. Evans fakes the 3, puts it on the floor, almost loses it, then tracks it down with 8 to go. He finds Lee, puts it on the baseline, finds Wilson, layup up and good. That's Wilson's first 2, and it's back to a 5-point Falcons lead. 12-7 early on here, 4:30 to go. First quarter action on the Trucks LLC scoreboard.
Blue Devils did a nice job that time for Staley deep into the shot clock, but good job by the Falcons to execute before the buzzer went off.
Longcore into the front court for the Blue Devils. He's looking to get them into an offense. Finally finds Brown. Brown attacks baseline, runs into a double team, throws it away. Caden Fish with the steal and the jam on the other end. And Quincy wants a timeout to talk things over. 14-7, Staley over Quincy. 4:14 left for first quarter action. Back in 30 seconds.
From our humble beginnings in 1890 to the billion-dollar company we are today, Titan continues to grow as a global leader in the production of agriculture and off-the-road tires and wheels. We're always on the lookout for hard-working people to join our team. Competitive wages, excellent benefits, growth potential. Move forward with Titan. Titan moves the world. Visit TitanQuincyJobs.com.
14-7 first quarter action here following the timeout from Coach Andy Douglas as his team has their largest deficit of the ball game at 14-7 following the Caden Fish steal and slam for the Staley Falcons. And Staley's going to pick up full court. Sprick finally gets the ball in to Thomas, who's going to find Bradley Longcore to bring the ball into the front court for the Blue Devils. Longcore still has it, gets it up in the air. Couldn't find anybody, throws it away. That's a turnover against the Devils, their second. Lee into the front court, check that. Evans finds Fish, and it's a 9-point lead as Caden Fish has 7 in this ball game. 7 is his team's 16, and it's now 16-7 Staley as we approach the 3-minute 45-second mark of the first quarter. Wires with it, picks it up, got to find somebody, couldn't, and ends up throwing it away. And the Blue Devils are out of sorts right now as that's their third turnover here in the first quarter. And Staley's length and quickness bothering the Blue Devils here early on. Quincy trails 16-7, 3:30 to play, first quarter action. Caden Fish with the bucket, or shot attempt, no good. Camden Brown with the board for the Blue Devils. He pushes it into the front court, goes coast to coast, layup up, no good. Brown gets the offensive rebound, and then he's going to be fouled by Xavier Wilson for Staley.
For Wilson, that'll be his first personal, team number 4 against the Falcons. Blue Devils ball out of bounds as Sprick will be the inbound man.
Sprick to trigger, as Brian told you, he's a 6'2 junior. Parker over the inbounds man, gets it into Thomas. Thomas passes, stolen, and then a foul against Camden Brown for the Blue Devils. That prevented a fast break layup, but that's the 4th turnover against the Blue Devils.
Be Brown's first personal foul, first of the game against Quincy High. It'll be Falcons ball at midcourt.
You won't see this Blue Devil team back down, especially these sophomore kids. They've played so much basketball over the years. They've been in a lot of settings and a lot of big opportunities. So they won't back down, but you can tell they're a little undermanned, quite honestly. Now
Evans
it's a steal
has
by
his
Wires.
pocket picked by Wires. As Charlie told you, Wires coast to coast, shot up, no good, but he does draw the contact and the foul, so he'll go to the line for 2.
Foul should go against number 35, Xavier Wilson. That'll be his second personal. Team number 5 against Staley now, as that's going to send Ralph Wires to the free throw line for his first 2 attempts of the night.
Wilson and Menyawu both with 2 fouls now for Staley. So after this first free throw attempt, we'll see Tavion Tate check in for the Falcons.
First attempt for Wires is no good. 3:10 left to go here in the first quarter. Watching it all play out on Central Illinois Sports. It's a 16-7 ball game. Staley leads Quincy High on the Trucks LLC scoreboard.
Tate's a 6'4 junior, seeing his first minutes of the night. And just like last night, some foul trouble for Staley as Menyawu and Wilson now with 2 fouls, as split 1 of 2 at the line for Wires. And it's a 16-8 deficit for the Blue Devils. Into the front court for the Falcons, that's Evans. Evans gets the offense going for them. He finds Parker. Parker gets it to Fish. Fish finds Lee, who's going to put it on the floor and attack the basket, but he's going to be called for a travel, so that's a turnover against the Falcons. That's their second of the ballgame.
And Caden Fish is a big, imposing athlete. I mean, he looks like a kid that could play about any sport he wanted to, quite honestly. 6'6", broad-shouldered, kind of looks like he could line up at linebacker for, well, the Atlanta Falcons.
Wires runs things right now for the Blue Devils. He finds Sprick. Sprick gets it out top to Brown. Brown gets it to Wires, who just had that steal last possession on defense for the Blue Devils. Brown gets it, right wing Sprick, 3-pointer up, and it is good. And hits his first 3, and it cuts his team's deficit down to 5. 16-11, Quincy trails into the front court. Come the Falcons looking to stop this Blue Devil run. Parker has it. He gets it to Evans, middle of the lane. Got to do something with it. He'll put the shot up. No good. Gets his own rebound. Shot up and good. So Evans with his has 5 in the ball game. Stops that mini Blue Devils run.
If Quincy is going to stay in this game, though, and they're only down 7 right now, just under 2 minutes to play in the first, but they're going to have to prevent opportunities like that. They got the initial stop, but then you've got to secure that rebound. You can't give up extra chances.
Sprick gets it to Thomas, who finds Longcore. Longcore's going to attack the middle. Shot fake, picks up his dribble, needs to get out of the lane. Almost stolen away, but Wires tracks it down for the Blue Devils with 10 to go on the shot clock. Wires is going to put up a 3, but before his shot gets off, we're going to have a foul against Staley, and that'll be Larry Parker.
Parker's first, team number 6 against Staley, and they're not going to let him check like that in the backcourt tonight is what the theme of this is going to be here on the defensive side as Camden Brown comes into the ball game. Sprick will be the inbounds man, and now they're going to stop a little more extracurricular activity.
Thomas and Tate, we're just getting to know each other a little bit here in the first quarter.
Yeah, Camden Brown got called over to the Quincy bench, and they said, hey, we saw what everybody else here saw. You're lucky you didn't get called for a foul there. You got to keep your head about you because we need you in this game.
Wires has it for the Blue Devils. The shot clock restarted after that foul. Out top, Sprick being guarded by Fish. Sprick hit a big 3 just a little while ago for this Blue Devil squad. He gets it to Camden Brown, left wing. Thought about the shot, doesn't take it. Sprick shot fake, puts it on the ground. Takes a couple dribbles, shot up from him, no good. Fish with the rebound. That's his second. He finds Evans, who's going to run this offense all night long for Staley. Right wing, that's Parker. 3 attempt up, no good. The smallest man on the court, Wires, gets the rebound, pushes into the front court, and he'll pull up for a 3. Nails it for the Blue Devils. That's an 18-14 game. Wires has 4, and Staley will bring it into the front court. 50 seconds left to play. 20-second difference, shot clock to game clock here. So Staley has it. Right wing, Evans, 3-pointer up from him is no good, as Charlie talked about. Offensive rebounds are a killer for this Blue Devil squad as Parker gets the ball, takes it, goes through the contact, and makes the bucket. His first 2 in the ball game. 20-14. Quincy trails. They do have the basketball. 20 seconds to go. No shot clock here. So we'll see if the Blue Devil squad holds 4-1, trailing by 6. Longcore being guarded by Lee. Not being closely guarded. Now he puts it on the floor, going to attack the basket. Euro step, layup, up and good. What a move by the sophomore. He's got 5. Evans front court finds Fish. Fish shot attempt is blocked and out of bounds, but there's 1 second left on the clock here. It will be Staley basketball.
Sprick with a heck of a defensive play there to get the block for the Blue Devils.
Great job getting back right there on the defensive end.
Now I think they're going to change it and say that's a Blue Devil basketball. Is that what we're getting here?
Kind of looks that way.
So we'll see if the Blue Devils just inbound.
Sam Mullerin checks in here along with Dom Clay for the Blue Devils with 1 second left.
Blue Devils get it inbounds to Longcore. Longcore's not going to be able to get a shot up, and that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. After 1, Staley 20, Quincy 16. We'll be back in a minute.
When you need care, you need it now. QMG Now and QMG Ortho Now at Quincy Medical Group provide convenient, fast, high-quality, low-cost care for injury, illness, and everything in between. So the next time you're not feeling well or suffer an injury, you know where to go. QMG Now and QMG Ortho Now. We're here for you the moment you need us.
Experience luxury the Lincoln way. At Gem City Lincoln, find comfort and style in every detail. Sculpted, elegant exteriors and whisper quiet interiors, all artfully crafted for your peace of mind. Quality craftsmanship offers uncompromised power, performance, and the smoothest ride. The list of Lincoln features you'll love is long. Come experience pure American luxury today, only at Gem City Lincoln.
Staley leads 20-16 over Quincy High after 1 quarter. Blue Devils shooting 6 of 13 from the field, 2 of 3 behind the arc, 2 of 3 from the free throw line. For Staley, 9 of 14 from the field, 2 of 4 from long range. Damon Emmerich has your second quarter play-by-play.
Well, it'll be Blue Devils basketball to get things going here in the second quarter. Reed O'Brien checks in for the first time. Left wing to Clay. Clay's going to put the ball on the basket. Reverse layup up and finds its way in. He's got his first 2. It's 20-18. Staley with the lead and the basketball. Evans brings it into the front court for the Falcons. Evans going to find Fish. Free throw line, spin move. Can't do anything with it. Pass deflected. Fish runs it back down. Still being guarded closely by Longcore. Now Fish gets it right wing to Parker. He's going to put it on the floor, attack the basket, kicks it out. Fish, 3 up and good. He's got 10. It's a 5-point Staley lead. Big 3 right there from the big man that's headed to Iowa State. Into the front court comes Longcore. He gets O'Brien out top to Brown. Brown closely guarded by Parker. To Clay to O'Brien. Looks to do something with it. Finally puts it on the floor. Picks up his dribble and throws it away. That's a turnover against the Devils. They're 5th. Evans into the front court for the Falcons. Baseline kicks it out. Parker thought about the 3, doesn't take it, puts it on the floor. Almost stolen away, but Tate tracks it down to Parker. Parker gets it out top to Lee. Lee says, let's slow things down. Caden Fish knows what to do with it. He'll get Evans. Evans to Lee, puts it on the floor. Nice dish to Fish for the dunk. And we'll see that one again here on instant replay as Fish has 12 of his team's 25. They've got a 25-18 lead, matching the largest lead of the ball game in this one for the Falcons. Longcore comes into the front court for the Blue Devils, looking to get things slowed down. He'll go baseline left, shot up, no good. Rebound to Evans. Pushes it front court to Lee. Lee Euro step shot up, almost blocked, doesn't get it. Evans offensive board, put back, no good. Tie up for the offensive board, and Evans will have a jump ball there with Mullerin, and it will remain Falcons basketball. So again, Quincy High allowing offensive rebounds and second chance points, and they cannot do that if they're going to win this game tonight against Staley.
Well, you can't eliminate all of them, Damon, but they've already given up 4 offensive boards as we're going to reach a timeout here. It's going to be Staley 25, Quincy High 18, 6:05 left here in the second. We're back in 30 seconds.
Looking for a new hangout or a place to eat? Gabe welcomes you to the Silver Dollar. Delicious menu options, daily lunch and drink specials, and 6 gambling machines. Come hang out on the patio with friends at the Silver Dollar, 7403 Broadway. Gaming and grill up on the hill. Silver Dollar.
Well, my baby does gives me special love. It's the kind of stuff.
Honey, it's your turn.
I'm on cloud 9.
Pizza, better with Pepsi.
It'll be Staley basketball coming out of the timeout as they took the 30-second timeout. Going to the bench for the first time in this one will be Caden Fish. It's Manyawu who's going to check back in for the Falcons. He picked up those 2 fouls early in the first quarter. They're going to trust that the senior can stay out of foul trouble, as Evans is going to be the trigger man for Staley. Looking to get it in, still hasn't found anyone, finally kicks it out top to Lee. Lee gets it right wing, that's Tate. Out top, back to Lee. Looking to get something done with it, he's going to get it over to KV Stone. Stone into the game for the first time for the Falcons. He finds Evans with 15 to go on the shot clock. Stone has it, and we're going to have a foul down low away from the basketball.
Looks like that foul is going to go against number 13. That's going to be Reed O'Brien. That'll be Reed's first personal. Team second of the half against the Blue Devils here.
So it'll be Falcons basketball underneath their own basket. 5:46 to play. Evan gets it in, top of the key. That was to Tate. Tate throws it away down low, and then right away the Blue Devils with another turnover. That's their 6th. Falcons push it front court. Lee shot up and good. It's a 9-point lead, largest of the contest in this one for the Falcons, as he picks up his first 2 points. Camden Brown will bring it across the time stripe for the Blue Devils. Need a bucket here. Gets Longcore streaking to the bucket. 1 dribble, picks it up. Finds O'Brien left wing. He'll attack the basket. Shot up and good. O'Brien's got his first 2, so give the senior 2 points. But into the front court come the Falcons. They get out and run the transition very well. Evans finds Manyawu. Shot attempt up and good, and he's fouled. He'll go to the line looking to complete the and 1.
Sam Mullerin's going to get whistled for the foul. It's his first, third of the half here against Quincy High. You're going to see Tyler Sprickcheck back into the ball game for Reed O'Brien. Manyawu is going to pick up his basket. That'll be 6 points of the night for Cameron Manyawu. He'll go to the line for the old-fashioned 3-point play. Up and in is good, giving 7.
And Fish is going to check back in. Taking a seat will be Tavion Tate. So the Blue Devils got hurt right there. They had a bucket. Didn't get back in transition. Nice job by Staley. They didn't pout after giving up points on defense. They beat it down the court. Manyawu got it, and then Staley's going to get a steal on the inbounds play. Evans to Fish. That's a dunk. That's 14 for Fish, and just like that, it's a 12-point Staley lead, 32-20. 4:50 to play here, first half action. Sprick with it for the Blue Devils. He pushes it front court to Brown. Brown nearly with the steal, and then he's going to attack the basket, and he'll be fouled on the way to the bucket by Caden Fish. That's going to be Fish's second. So now 2 fouls apiece for Fish, Manyawu, and Xavier Wilson for the Staley squad, who's got the 32-20 lead with 4:50 to play here in the second quarter on the heels of a 12-2 run for the Falcons.
7th foul of the half here against the Falcons. Blue Devils will be in bonus for the remaining 4:50 here. As Camden Brown's going to go to the free throw line. 1 bucket on the evening, 2 points. He'll try and get some free throws here on the board for Quincy High, who's got to score some points and not let this thing get too far out of reach. 4:50 left to go here in the first half as the first free throw is up and no good. Rebound comes down by the way of Fish. It's his 3rd.
Fish gets it off to Lee, who will bring it into the front court for the Staley squad. Seeing Lee handle the ball a little bit more tonight than he did last night against the Burlington school, as Evans did the majority of the ball handling, as KV Stone will put up a three. No good for the Staley squad, but another offensive rebound for the Falcons. That's their fourth, and they'll reset things. Down to Manyawu. Manyawu dishes it off to Fish, but before the pass, he's going to be fouled, being bodied up down low. That's going to go against Mullerin.
It'll be Mullerin second, team fourth against the Blue Devils now, as you're going to see Ralph Wires check back into the ball game along with Keyshawn Thomas for the Quincy High.
Evans to inbounds for Staley. Gets it in. Fish runs it down. Almost a steal by Wires. Instead, he gets it to Evans. Evans gets it to Lee, who throws the ball away. Sprick with the steal. Turnover number 4 against the Falcons. And into the front court comes Brown for the Quincy Blue Devils. He gets it out top to Longcore. Longcore being guarded closely by KV Stone. Now he backs it off. Longcore says, I don't want the screen here from Thomas. Instead, he'll pull up three. Shot no good. Manyawu with the rebound. Gets it to Evans, and here we go. Evans gets it to KV Stone. Reverse layup up. No good. Wires with the board for Quincy. Here comes the Blue Devils. That's Wires. Pushes it into the front court. Camden Brown, left wing three. Shot up. No good. Evans with the board for Staley.
His 6th of the night already.
He's going to push it front court. Lob, Manyawu up and good. Manyawu's got 9, and Coach Andy Douglas wants a timeout. As you'll see on the instant replay here, as we go to the break, it'll be 34-20. Staley over Quincy High. We're back in 30.
Wish you had extra cash for a vacation, a boat, a new car, projects around the house? Free up more cash for the things you want by taking advantage of low interest rates. Refinance your home with Great Rivers Bank and keep more of your money by lowering your monthly payment. Start the process online at greatriversbank.bank and work with one of our experienced loan officers to get the lowest rate possible. Great Rivers Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
And welcome back here after the timeout by Coach Andy Douglas, frustrated with his squad as they now trail 34-20 with 3:34 to play here in the first half. Sprick will be the inbounds man for the Blue Devils. He's going to get it into Wires. Sprick, Wires, Longcore, Brown, and Thomas on the court right now for this Blue Devil squad, trying to figure out a way to chip away at this lead for the Staley Falcons. Wires going to get a screen from Thomas. It's going to read right into a double team. Almost a near steal. Wires gets it. Ball on the ground. He's going to attack the basket, and then he's going to be called for an offensive foul. So that's another turnover against the Blue Devils.
It'll be their 8th of the ball game, the first personal foul against Ralph Wires, team number 5.
Staley right now is just being the aggressor on both ends.
Well, Damon, the one thing you can see about this, the biggest deficit here is rebounding right now. There's already 6, 10, 11 rebounds.
Fish puts in another 2.
11-3 is the rebounding edge, as now Fish has got 16.
Fish has 16 and playing with those 2 fouls, being smart out here, as we also see Xavier Wilson back into the contest for the Falcons. He's also playing with 2 fouls. As Sprick has it top of the key for the Blue Devils, gets it left wing Brown, thought about the 3, doesn't take it. Fights off the defense from Stone, and then he throws it away. That's a turnover against the Blue Devils, their 9th.
Blue Devils just moving a little too fast here, trying to deal with the size and the height of this Staley squad, and just making some mistakes like that aren't really typical of this Blue Devil team.
Uncharacteristic, but this is the type of matchup this Blue Devil squad needs to have if they want to make a deep postseason run, because we know in 4A basketball, Quincy High is going to run up against some tough teams, some of those that we've seen here in the shootout, and the Blue Devils will learn from this. Still a lot of basketball to go, 2:15 to play, second half action. Staley on top of Quincy High School, 36-20, as Xavier Wilson gets it down low to Fish. Layup up and no good. Sprick skies high for his first board of the ball game for the Blue Devils and gets it to Longcore. Longcore's the sophomore. He gets it into the front court, loses his dribble. It's a steal from Stone. Stone then turns around, loses it. That's Brown. Gets it front court to Wires. Wires is going to go up against Fish and gets the bucket and give Wires 6. Nice job right there by the 5'9 junior. Went right up against the 6'6 senior and Caden Fish. Got the bucket, and that was something the Blue Devils desperately needed right there. Into the front court for the Falcons, that's Evans. Evans kicks it out top of the key to Lee. Lee gets it to Wilson, free throw line, takes one dribble, kicks it down low. Fish, shot fake, up and good. He's got 18, and he is just playing very well in this ball game tonight. And you'll see him on TV here in the near future as he'll be headed to Ames, Iowa to play for the Iowa State Cyclones. Into the front court come the Blue Devils. That's Camden Brown. He's being guarded closely by Xavier Wilson. Gets it top of the key to Sprick. Sprick's going to look to use a screen by Thomas. Thomas gets it right wing now. Shot up for him. In and out. No good. Stone with the rebound for Staley. And he's going to slow things down with 50 seconds to go here in the first half. Falcons could go 2 for 1 here, but instead it looks like they're content to hold for one shot as we approach the 42nd mark of the second quarter with 15 seconds here on the shot clock. Down low to Wilson. He brings it out to the time stripe. He's being double teamed. He skips it cross court to Lee. Lee picks up his dribble, gets it left wing. It's going to be tipped out of bounds, and it will be Falcons basketball. 6 seconds left to play here in the, 6 seconds on the shot clock as Tate and Parker check in. Fish and Xavier Wilson to the bench for the Falcons. 27.7 seconds to play, first half action. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Evans gets it with 4. Still has it, kicks left wing. Stone doesn't take the shot and tries to attack the basket, but before he can put a shot up, it's a shot clock violation. It's a turnover against the Falcons. That's their 6th. So it'll be Blue Devils basketball. 20 seconds left to go here in the half. Bradley Loncourt is going to look to see if this Blue Devil squad can't get another bucket before the half ends as he crosses the time stripe with 12. Gets it right wing to Wires, picks up his dribble, gets it top of the key to Brown with 5. Blue Devils need to get into something here. Wires gets it to Longcourt left wing. He's going to attack the basket, puts up the 3. Shot is blocked, and we're going to have a foul before the whistle.
So the foul is going to go against KV Stone on the block on the play. That's going to be his first, team number 8 against the Falcons. Now you're going to get Sprick at the line for 2 free throws here to end the first half all alone in the lane. Whistle didn't come late, but it didn't come early on that play. And now Sprick lines up all alone here in Blue Devil Gym. First one is up and good. Gives Sprick now 4 points on the evening, making his first free throw of the night. Second one up, no good either. Now we'll head to the halftime break. Staley leads Quincy 38-23. We reached the Little Jess halftime show. We'll bring down some thoughts from Matt Schuckman and give you some halftime stats here coming up in 2 minutes.
There's a road that makes all the difference between the good and the great. A road less traveled for the few who can handle the grind. One of hard work, dedication, integrity, and leadership, with a respect for heritage and tradition and a willingness to adapt. At Little Jess, we travel that road every day because we believe in that difference. And we dare our competition to try and keep up. Little Jess, serving the tri-state area since 1969.
Every day, banks touch every corner of our lives. They support us as we turn life's goals into accomplishments. Goals like opening a small business, buying a home, planting a crop, having a new baby. From your first car to life after retirement, Central State Bank is there for all of your life's milestones. CSB is central to your banking needs. Visit us in Clayton, Kinderhook, Pittsfield, Pleasant Hill, and Quincy, or at csb123.com.
Well, my baby doll gives me special love. It's the kind of stuff.
Honey, it's your turn.
I'm on cloud 9.
Pizza, better with Pepsi.
Hey, Dad. We're going for a run.
Well, just be careful. Make sure you're not running alone.
Another virus was blocked? Are you doing an online quiz?
This one's going to tell me my IQ.
All these quizzes are for is to get your passwords for everything.
How do you not know that?
How long have you been doing these quizzes for?
How old are you?
11?
11 years.
How do you not know how old I am? All right, well, we're gonna go for a run and watch for cars and strangers, and you change all your passwords so your identity isn't wiped out.
Bit dramatic. Really like to know my IQ, though.
It's the Little Jess Motors halftime show. Little Jess, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, 3431 Main Street in Quincy for all of your transportation needs, just across from Quincy High School. Stop by and see them or visit littlejessmotor.com. It's the Staley Falcons on top of the Quincy High Blue Devils, 38-23 at the halftime break, and Brian Shoemaker courtside with Muddy River Sport editor Matt Schuckman. Brian?
Joining by Matt Schuckman here alongside on the halftime show as Matt Schuckman plays Quincy Jeopardy with some fans here in the background. Shuck, it's a heck of a start. Quincy High came out with a lot of energy, able to knock down some shots, but as halftime evolved, we've really started to see Staley open this gap with a little bit of efficient shooting and a heck of a rebounding edge over the Blue Devils.
Well, they've done a really good job of getting into Quincy's zone, getting in the middle of that zone and attacking the rim. They made their first 7 shots. 3 of those were dunks. They got into the middle of that zone and set the tone for this game. And then here in the second quarter, what they've done is they've pressured Quincy into mistakes. Quincy didn't shoot the ball very well. And then Staley scored in transition and on putbacks.
We know this young squad for Quincy High has played a lot of ball games together. They've been into a lot of pressure situations. Sometimes, every now and then, it feels like this young squad's losing just a little bit of composure on some of these plays. How do you feel that they're going to have to adjust in the second half?
Well, they got to be stronger with the ball, for one. They've got to trust each other, too, because they've got to be able to move the ball to get better looks offensively, and they got to shore up defensively. This is one of those moments where, are you going to fight back, or are you going to let Staley steamroll you till the end? And if you fight back, it'll help you down the road. If you get steamrolled in the second half, you're in trouble down the road.
Seeing some heck of an athletes here. It's just a visibly size deficit for the Blue Devils tonight. You can see it on the court. You can probably see it much better here down on the court than we can up in the media box. When you're trying to battle those guys, it's got to spell a lot of energy, and at some point you've just got to calm down and play basketball.
Well, when you're playing from behind, you tend to use more energy. That's why you don't want to be in this situation. So what they've got to do is be smart of how they use their energy, but they've got to play. They've got to be aggressive. You know, the Fish kid and there were 2 of them that had 2 fouls there with about 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. Quincy didn't attack them. They both got to the halftime with 2 fouls, set themselves up for the second half.
We'll see how the Blue Devils respond, and we'll see if Staley can continue their efficient run here in the second half. Matt Schuckman joining us alongside on Muddy River Sports. You're watching the Little Jess Halftime Show. We'll be back with 2 minutes with halftime stats and more coming up here on Central Illinois Sports.
The Tri-State's favorite halftime performance kicks off Big Game Week, Sunday, February 5th, during the annual Sunday Super Sale at Emerald City Jewelers. For 4 crazy hours, celebrate your love of winning as you score 50% off everything on display. Nobody throws a more exciting kickoff to Big Game Week. The annual Sunday Super Sale, noon to 4 p.m., Sunday, February 5th, exclusively at Emerald City Jewelers, 20th and Main, Quincy.
Come into and dine out at the Abbey Restaurant in Quincy and feel right at home. Great food, large portions, and fantastic pricing. The Abbey is known for their ribs and steaks, served in a tavern atmosphere with flat screen TVs and a full bar, and is the perfect place for date night, a special occasion, or to eat out with the entire family, and now has a drive-up window for convenient takeout. The Abbey, located at 18th and Spring, Quincy.
When you need care, you need it now. QMG Now and QMG Ortho Now at Quincy Medical Group provide convenient, fast, high-quality, low-cost care for injury, illness, and everything in between. So the next time you're not feeling well or suffer an injury, you know where to go. QMG Now and QMG Ortho Now. We're here for you the moment you need us.
From our trucks to their lunch trays, to your local hospital, to your favorite pub, and to your kitchen table. For more than 60 years, Dot Foods and Dot Transportation have been stocking the shelves of your hometown. Sure, we've grown a lot, But at our core, we're still small-town, family-run businesses that care about our communities and the people who keep us running. Join the Dot family today and be part of something bigger.
Little Jess Motors halftime show. Staley 38, Quincy 23 here at the break. One more game still coming up in the nightcap. Huntington Prep and the Burlington School will go head-to-head in the final game of the 2023 Quincy Shootout as things have gone quickly here in the last 2 days. And Brian's got to look at some halftime stats here in this contest for the Falcons and the Blue Devils.
Well, let's start things off here for the Staley Falcons. 17 of 25 in the first half. A lot of those dunks and short shots, as Shuckman told you about. 3 of 7 from behind the arc. 1 of 1 from the free throw line here tonight. Kyan Evans has 5 points on the evening. Larry Parker with 2. Cameron Manyawu finishes up with 9 in the first half. Caden Fish had a big night so far. He's got 18 points and 3 rebounds. KV Stone played but did not score. He's got a defensive rebound. Xavier Wilson's got 2 points here for Staley. On the other side for the blue and white tonight, the Blue Devils shooting 9 of 25 from the field in the first half. 3 of 6 from behind the arc and 3 of 6 from the free throw line. Ralph Wires with 6 points. Camden Brown with 2. Tyler Sprick with 4. Bradley Longcore with 5. Reed O'Brien and Dom Clay each with 2. And Keyshawn Thomas with 3. The biggest advantage here right now for Staley is the rebounding edge. We've got them unofficially for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 to 4, leading the rebounding edge. And most of those are offensive rebounds for Staley, which has led to some easy putbacks and the second chances that the Blue Devils do not need to give up tonight.
It is a 15-point deficit for Quincy High here at the halftime break. The Little Jess Motors halftime show, a final break here. We'll get set for the second half after this on Central Illinois Sports.
Here at Little Jess, we value hard work, dedication, integrity, and leadership. We have a respect for heritage and tradition and believe in the pursuit of building legacies, breaking records, and putting forth award-winning results. That's why supporting schools and local teams is one of our favorite and most exciting parts of our business. For over 7 decades, we strive daily to use those same values as a foundation to meet our community's automotive needs and support our future generations. Little Jess Motors, serving our community since 1969.
Timely application of crop nutrients based on soil test results and the individual yield goals is the focus of the agronomy team at Logan Agri-Service, Inc. Logan Ag delivers anhydrous ammonia, dry fertilizer, UAN, liquid starter, and our lineup of Logan Agri-Yield micronutrients direct from us to your field. Striving to get the right fertilizer products at the right place in the right field at the right time, that's Logan Agri-Service. For fertilizer and application services, call 1-800-LOGAN-AG or visit us online at loganag.com. Logan Agri-Service, serving agriculture since 1962.
Hey, West Central Illinois, are you looking for a great deal on a vehicle? Well, at Westtown Ford, we have a lot full of vehicles. Cars, trucks, vans, SUVs. We've got them all, and a lot of them at Westtown Ford in Jacksonville.
Getting set for third quarter action here. Staley and Quincy High. Quincy High trailing in this one 38-23. As Brian told you at the half, Caden Fish just dominated the first half of play for this Staley Falcons squad. And you know, the thing about it is, for Coach Andy Douglas, when you look at this, Caden Fish and Keyshawn Thomas, both 6'6". This is a game for Thomas to watch in the future, and maybe he can try to model Fish in his game a little bit more, as Fish has the basketball, gets it out top to Lee. Lee's going to get it right wing to Parker, kicks it down low to Fish. Fish struggles to get it, finally comes away with it, gets the bucket, and good. And just like that, Fish has another 2.
20 points on the night here for Fish.
Wires is going to bring the ball across the time stripe for the Blue Devils. He gets it left wing to Sprick. Sprick puts it on the ground, finds it down low to Thomas. Thomas goes up against Manyawu. Almost a steal from behind by Evans. Wires puts the 3 up for the Blue Devils. Shot up, no good. Rebound tipped around. Brown with the offensive board. Fish comes down with the defensive board on the missed shot. And into the front court comes Evans. Evans is going to be fouled by Ralph Wires.
For Ralph Wires, it'll be his second personal foul. First of the half against Quincy High. Comes at 7:13 left to go here in the third quarter. It'll be Falcons basketball midway on their own half of the court.
Parker will be the inbounds man for the Falcons. He gets it to Lee, who gets it back to Parker and looks to set up the Staley offense with 7:05 left to play here in the third quarter. Evans, top of the key, puts it on the floor, finds Manyawu at the free throw line, puts it on the floor. He's going to be called for an offensive foul, and that'll be his third of the ballgame.
For Manyawu, that's going to be his third personal. That's a big foul there for the Falcons. First of the half against Staley. It'll be a turnover against the Falcons. That'll be their 7th, as now we see Xavier Wilson check back in for Staley.
Must be nice to bring a 6'7" guy off the bench to replace your 6'9" senior as foul trouble mounts for Manyawu. We've seen that be a theme here both games in this Quincy shootout. Wires will be the point man for the Blue Devils. He gets it to Sprick. Top of the key, he finds Thomas. Thomas up top, Sprick puts it on the floor, being double teamed. Gets it right wing, Camden Brown, three-pointer up, in and out, no good. Rebound to Lee, and he's pushing it into the front court. Still has it, gives it up to Wilson. Wilson brings it out top to Evans, who's going to set up the offense here with 6:30 to play third quarter action. Evans throws the lob to Parker, tipped away, turnover against the Falcons. Longcore with the steal for Quincy. He pushes it into the front court. Still has it, now finds it out top to Wires.
Didn't really have the angle on that lob. It may have looked at it from that side on the left wing, but it just wasn't really there.
Keyshawn Thomas still has it, needs to do something. He finds Sprick in front of the Blue Devils bench. Down low to Camden Brown, being guarded by Evans. Spin move, middle, up and good. Brown's got his first bucket of the second half, giving 4 in the ball game, and it's a 15-point Staley lead. Wilson with it, one dribble, picks it up, free throw line extended, kicks it back out to Evans, sets a screen for Evans, let right wing Parker, 3 up, in and out, no good. Long core with the board for the Blue Devils. He's going to push it into the front court. Thought about the 3, doesn't take it. Now he's going to attack the basket, layup up, in and out, no good. Evans with the board, pushes it length of the floor, coast to coast, behind the back dribble, loses his dribble, and he'll be whistled for the travel. That's a turnover against the Falcons. That's their 9th.
A little bit out of control on that one. Now we've got a 30-second timeout called by the Falcons. We'll take it 2. Staley leads Quincy High 40-25. 5:30 left to go here. We're back in 30 seconds.
If your job situation is changing because of layoffs or restructuring, you may have to make several decisions. One important decision may be what to do with your retirement plan. Make sure your retirement stays on track. Derek Harris, your Edward Jones financial advisor, can help. Stop by the office at 1891 Main Street in Quincy, Illinois. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Well, my baby does gives me special love. It's the kind of stuff.
Honey, it's your turn.
I'm on cloud 9.
Pizza, better with Pepsi.
40-25, Staley over Quincy High. 5:30 to play here in the third quarter. And it'll be Blue Devils basketball coming out of the timeout by Staley as Ralph Wires will pick up the basketball. Full court to go, being guarded by Parker for the Falcons. Wires crosses the time stripe, gets it to Brown up top with 25 on the shot clock. Brown gets it down low to Keyshawn Thomas, being guarded by Fish. He'll challenge him, shot up, no good. Wilson skies high for the board. That's his first. Gets it to Evans, who pushes it into the front court to Stone. Stone top of the key to Wilson. Left wing Evans thought about the 3, doesn't take it. Gets it to Parker, who finds a cutting Wilson. Wilson kicks it back up top. Stone, three-pointer up, in and out, no good. Offensive rebound. Evans, shot attempt from him is swatted away by Sprick. And it will be Falcons basketball underneath their own basket. 4:54 to play here in the third.
It's going to be the 5th offensive board of the game for Kyan Evans.
Evans gets it to Wilson, who finds Fish down low. Kicks it back out Evans. Right wing Parker, shot it fake up and attacks the basket. Contact and good. And it's a 42-25 Staley lead.
Foul's going to go against Tyler Sprick. That'll be his first personal. Team second against Quincy High here in the half. Larry Parker picks up his 4th point of the basketball game. Goes to the free throw line for the first time tonight at the 4:44 mark here in the third quarter. Brian Shoemaker, Damon Emmerich, Charlie Hull, Gavin Hilgenbrink giving it all to you on Central Illinois Sports as the free throw's good. It's 5 points for Larry Parker.
It's 43-25 on the Trucks LLC scoreboard. as Quincy High gets the ball inbound. Turnover right away. Foul down low by Sprick as he fouled Evans going up for the shot. And just like that, KB Stone will go back to the line for 2 for Staley.
Second foul for Sprick, third of the half here against the Blue Devils now. KV Stone, that's a cool name. I like it. 2 free throws coming up for KV Stone as the Blue Devils, a little bit of frustration showing here in the third quarter. First one's up, takes a couple of bounces off the rim and falls through. It's his first points of the night at the 4:38 mark here to go. Nice crowd in hand here for the Blue Devils and the Staley Falcons. We've still got one more to go. Hopefully a few of these folks will stick around for the nightcap.
Huntington Prep versus the Burlington School after the conclusion of this one. And Stone's free throw attempt is no good. Xavier Wilson did a nice job fighting for the board. He was battling Keyshawn Thomas. Thomas had the ball go off his hands out of bounds, and it will be Staley basketball.
Just not a lot of things going right here for the Blue Devils. You can see some frustration on the faces of these kids here out on the court.
Wilson with it up top for the Falcons, left wing to Stone, and we're going to have an offensive foul against Staley, and it's going to go against Evans. I believe that'll be Evans first. It'll be another turnover against the Falcons. Is that their fourth of the third quarter?
Sorry about that. That's the 10th of the half. I thought the foul was going to be on a different guy. That's going to be Evans' first personal foul, second of the half here against Staley.
Into the front court comes Camden Brown for the Blue Devils. He gets it to Keyshawn Thomas. Thomas brings it back out top of the key. Dishes it off to long court. Gets it to Thomas, streaking to the basket. Layup up, in and out, no good, but Thomas will go to the line to shoot 2.
Foul is going to go against number 15. That's going to be KV Stone. That'll be his first personal foul, team number 3 against Staley. Keyshawn Thomas will head to the free throw line. He's got 3 points on the night, 1 of 1 from the line here so far this evening. QHS needs an opportunity to get points on the board any chance they can, preferably with them, with the clock not moving.
Thomas has struggled a little bit going up against Caden Fish as well as Manyawu and Xavier Wilson. Been a tough night for the 6'6 sophomore, but a great learning experience.
We saw him had a heck of a contest last night against United Township. Manyawu checks back in. Excuse me, Damon.
Yep, Manyawu in with those 3 fouls. As Keyshawn Thomas at the line for the Blue Devils. Missed his first free throw attempt, but he's got 1 on the way.
Second one's up and good. Give him 4 points on the evening, 2 of 3 from the free throw line, and now it's a 44-26 advantage for Staley.
Evans gets it into the front court for Staley to Wilson. Wilson got it to Manyawu, whose shot was blocked, but Wilson tracks down the rebound, and he attacks the bucket and draws the foul from Camden Brown. And just when you think QHS might be catching a break, they can't maintain control of the ball, and Xavier Wilson got it, attacked the bucket, and drew the foul, so he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Camden Brown will pick up the foul, his second personal, team 4th of the half. Here comes at the 4-minute mark of period number 3 as Xavier Wilson goes to the free throw line for the first time tonight, knocks down the first. He's got 3 points on the evening. Substitutions coming in for the Blue Devils. It'll be Dom Clay. Also checking back in will be Sam Mullerin, as we see Ralph Wires take a seat along with Keyshawn Thomas. Xavier Wilson now lines up the second free throw after we get reset in the lane. Free throw is up, off the glass, no good. Rebound comes down to Dom Clay, his first.
Clay makes his presence known right away. He got the rebound, got it to Camden Brown, who brings it into the front court to Clay. Blue Devils looking for a spark right now as they're trailing 45-26 with 3:45 to play in the third quarter. Longcore gets it to Camden Brown with 15 to play on the shot clock. Brown picks up the dribble, top of the key, right wing to Clay with 10. Clay still has it with 7, gets it left wing to Sprick. Blue Devils need to do something with it with 5 on the shot clock. Longcore 1 dribble, 3-point attempt up and no good. Xavier Wilson got the rebound, and then a turnover against the Falcons as Sprick did a nice job coming from behind, knocking that ball off of Wilson's leg for the 11th turnover of the ball game against the Falcons. So Sprick inbounds right wing. Clay with the 3, misses everything. Fish with the board for the Falcons. That's his 5th. Into the front court comes Evans. Kyan Evans, the man headed to Colorado State next year. Gets it to Manyawu, kicks it down low to Fish. Fish was going to go up for the shot, but before he could, he was fouled by Sprick, who's whistled for his 3rd.
Sprick trying to body up against the big man, picks up the foul on the reach in. It'll be his 3rd personal, team number 5 against Quincy. and it'll be Staley ball out of bounds underneath their own hoop.
Evans triggers it, acted like he was going to lob it in, gets it to Wilson instead. Out top to Fish, puts it on the ground, then back to Wilson. Wilson holds it high above his head, gets it to Evans and says, let's get us into an offense. Manyawu, top of the key to Lee, right wing, holds it high above his head, now puts it on the floor, dribbles into a double team, kicks it out to Fish. Fish puts it on the bucket, still holds his dribble, now picks it up. It might have got away with steps right there. Instead, gets it out to Wilson with 7. Wilson kicks it down low. Manyawu shot attempt up, no good. Fish, offensive rebound and the putback. He's got 22 in this one. Right now, we see Staley is going to come out into a 1-3-1 defense as they've got a lot of height out on the floor in 6'9", 6'6", 6'7", 6'5", and 6'2". As Manyawu out on the top of the key. Now it's ball in the hands of Longcore. Longcore has it with 15. Kicks it out top to Camden Brown. Between the legs dribble, still has it with 10. Picks it up, holds it high above his head to Sprick. Free throw line, turnaround shot up, and no good. Manyawu with his second board of the ball game. And right now the Falcons with their largest lead of the game at 21. Fish gets it down low, kicks it left wing. Wilson behind the back dribble. Now out top to Evans. Evans holds it with 20, trying to direct the offense. 1:40 to play here, third quarter action. Out top, Manyawu lobs down low. Fish, shot attempt. No, they're going to say it's a foul on the floor. And if that's against Sprick, that'll be his 4th.
Foul's going to go against Muller, and that'll be his 3rd personal, 6th of the half against the Blue Devils. Now Keyshawn Thomas will check back in for Sprick, and it'll be Staley basketball out of bounds in the same spot that it was in the last out-of-bounds try. Evans will be the inbounds man here. Looking, still needs to do something. Finally kicks it out top to Caden Fish. Skies high to get it. He'll get it left wing to Lee. Looking to direct an offense with 1:30 to play in the third quarter. Manyawu, right wing to Evans. Thought about the 3, doesn't take it. Instead, he'll kick it back out to Lee, who finds Evans again. Now Fish, being guarded by Thomas, looks to take him one-on-one. Spin dribble, now spins back to the middle. Left-hand shot up, no good. Manyawu, offensive board, doesn't get it. Thomas on the ground for the rebound, and he's going to be tied up. Thomas might have taken an elbow there in the scramble for the loose ball. And we're going to get out and mop the floor here a little bit, as it will be Blue Devils basketball out of the tie-up. 1:09 left to play, third quarter action. Quincy trailing 47-26. Well, the biggest thing you continue to see here on the stat sheet, the rebounds just pile up for Staley, as the Blue Devils are really struggling to grab anything off the glass here tonight. Fish takes the seat for the remaining 1:10 of the quarter for the Falcons, as Longcore crosses the time stripe for the Blue Devils. He'll hand it off to Clay, who gets it out top to Thomas. Kicks it down low. Clay, shot fake. Now he gets away with steps. Kicks it out to Camden Brown. Brown looks to get it down low to Mullerin. Mullerin shot attempt up. No good, but that's because he's fouled by Wilson. It's going to be the 3rd foul against Xavier Wilson, 4th of the half here against the Falcons, as Mullerin's going to make his way to the charity stripe tonight. No points, no attempts from the free throw line, as you're going to see KV Stone check back in for Staley along with Tavian Tate, with 49 seconds left here to go. Staley will still have to get a shot off here before the end of the quarter, as the first free throw is up and good for Mullerin. Gets his first of 2. Mullerin hit his first career three-pointer last night against United Township. First shot of the season came last night in the shootout at the end of the third quarter in front of the QHS faithful, and they were excited for Mullerin. Manyawu and Wilson take a seat for Staley, as Mullerin misses his second. Rebound comes down to Parker, who will get it to Evans, who crosses the time stripe with 40 on the play clock, about a 14-second difference. Shot clock to game clock. Parker with it for Staley. Left wing to Stone. Gets it down low to Parker. He'll put it on the floor. Attack the basket. Challenges Thomas. No good. And there'll be a struggle for an offensive rebound. And Keyshawn Thomas is going to be whistled for a foul. And just a little frustrated in this game is Thomas, the sophomore, going up against future Division I guys. And this will be a great learning experience for him, and Coach Andy Douglas will use this as a teaching moment for sure. Well, it's a struggle of a night for Keyshawn Thomas. He picks up his first. The officials trying to talk to the young man, saying, we get it, you're having a frustrating night, but got to keep your composure here. As now Larry Parker goes to the free throw line. His first is up and good. Give him 6 on the evening. 2 of 3 from the charity stripe here for Larry Parker. 24.7 ticks left here in the third quarter. Staley is up by 21 points. Make it 22 on the second make for Larry Parker.
Largest lead of the ball game for this Falcons squad as they lead 49-27 with 20 seconds to play in the third quarter. Longcore will bring it across the time stripe with 15 for the Blue Devils. He'll get it out top to Thomas, who hands it back to Longcore. Longcore's going to look to do something with 7. Still has it on the ground, attacks the basket. Shot up, no good, but he's going to be fouled by Lee.
Foul's going to go against Jared Lee, his first, team number 5 of the half here against Staley. As you're going to see Bradley Longcore make his way to the free throw line. 5 points on the evening. First visit to the free throw line here tonight for Longcore. Comes with 4.5 seconds left in the third quarter. First one's up and no good by the sophomore. Thought it might get the friendly roll here at Blue Devil Gym, but it does not. Chris Neff barks out some instructions there to Kyan Evans.
Staley's good in transition, so make or miss here. They're going to look to get out to run with 4.5 left to play.
Longcore makes the second, give him 6.
Parker inbounds to Evans. Evans is across the time stripe to Lee. Keyshawn Thomas steals it, links to the floor. Three-pointer is up and no good. And that'll take us to the fourth quarter with Staley leading Quincy High by a score of 49-27. Back with fourth quarter play-by-play in a minute.
When it comes to financial planning, most financial companies focus on your income. At Northwestern Mutual, we focus on your outcome. That's why we know what it takes to succeed both on your balance sheet and in your life. It takes the right financial partner who looks at where you are now and where you want to go and design a financial plan to take you there so you can achieve the life you're after today and every day after. Focus on your financial outcome with Northwestern Mutual. Contact Sheila Davidsmeyer today. Her office is located at 311 West Washington in Pittsfield, Illinois, or visit SheilaDavidsmeyer.nm.com. The Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Winter weather in the Tri-States can be difficult to predict. At KHQA, we have a dedicated, experienced, elite weather team that knows what to look for and how you should prepare no matter what comes your way. KHQA, working for you.
Staley leads Quincy High 49-28, shooting after 3 quarters for the Blue Devils, 11 of 39 after 3 quarters, 3 of 11 from behind the arc, 6 of 10 from the free throw line. For the Staley Falcons, 20 of 39 from the floor, 3 of 9 from behind the arc, and 5 of 9 from the charity stripe. It's going to be Staley basketball to begin the fourth quarter with play-by-play. For the last frame tonight, here is Damon Emmerich.
Well, Staley's going to come back out with their original starting 5. It'll be Parker, Evans, Lee, along with Fish and Manyawu. As Lee will have the basketball, start of the fourth quarter, gets it to Fish, top of the key to Parker. Going to pull it back out top, reset the offense to Lee. He finds Manyawu, free throw line, out to Parker. Check that, that's Lee, who now gets it to Parker. Back to Lee, top of the key with 15. He's going to put it on the floor, attack the basket, still has his dribble, now gets it to Fish with 10. Evans has the basketball, left wing, Parker, three-pointer up, no good. Offensive rebound to Fish. Shot clock didn't reset, so Evans gets it, and before Manyawu can get the shot off, it'll be a turnover against the Falcons with a shot clock violation. That's their 13th.
Kind of an odd offensive end of the possession there as they got a shot off, couldn't get any contact with the rim, still got the offensive rebound as Staley continues to rack up boards here tonight against Quincy High.
Nice defensive possession right there, though, by the Blue Devils as they held the Falcons scoreless. Ralph wires into the front court for Quincy High, finds down low, that's Mullerin. He has a shot blocked into the front court. Parker travels, got the shot off, no call. Instead, Lee's going to come in with the offensive rebound and the putback. He's got 4.
Now we're going to have a blocking foul back here in the Blue Devils backcourt. That's going to be Evans. He's still on the floor. He might have gotten a little shaken up there. Maybe he's just a little frustrated. Evans will pick up his second. It's going to be the 6th foul against Staley. It'll be Blue Devils basketball inbound at midcourt.
51-28, Staley on top, 6:55 left to play here in the contest. Coming up after this one will be Huntington Prep versus the Burlington School. And right now, Bradley Loncourt with the ball for the Blue Devils. He gets it left wing Wires. He'll put it on the ground. Shot attempt up for him is no good, but he's going to be fouled on the shot by Evans. So Wires will go to the line to shoot two.
2 quick fouls for Evans. He's got 3 now in the ball game. That is the 7th team foul of the half against the Falcons. Blue Devils will be in the bonus for the remainder of the ball game, but not before Ralph Wires is going to get his 3rd and 4th attempts from the free throw line. 6:41 left to go here in the ball game as he knocks down the first, give Ralph Wires 7 on the evening so far. Blue Devils trying to see if they've got any run left in them to cut into this deficit. Second one is up and good. Ralph Wires now has 8.
Tell you what, the 5'9" junior plays with no fear. He's not afraid to attack the basket. And he does a good job for this Blue Devils squad who's trying to pick up with the 1-2-2 zone. Into the front court comes Kyan Evans. He'll get the offensive set for this Falcons squad. Evans back top of the key, approaching 6:20 to play here in the ball game. 15 on the shot clock. That's Lee. Left wing Evans. He'll put up the 3. Shot for him is good. And give Evans another 3. He's got 8. Loncourt into the front court for the Blue Devils. 6 minutes left to play. 54-30. Quincy trails. Game 8 of 9 here in this Quincy shootout. As Loncourt posting up Lee. Gonna do a nice step back, jump shot, up and good. That's another 2 for Loncourt. Sophomore's got 8. And it's now a 54-32 Staley game. Into the front court comes Lee. Staley does a nice job. You can tell this is an experienced veteran squad. 5 seniors out on the floor right now. 3 of them that we know are headed to play Division I next year. Their point guard headed to Colorado State. Caden Fish going to Iowa State as Caden Fish goes up for the lob. Doesn't dunk it. Brings it back down. Can't get the shot to go. Gets the offensive rebound, and then he's going to be called for the offensive foul. And it'll be another turnover against the Falcons.
3rd foul against Fish. 14th turnover of the night against Staley. It'll be their 8th foul. Player control does not result in bonus shots here for the Blue Devils. Instead, Camden Brown will inbound it with the length of the floor to go.
He's going to get it into Wires. Wires will cross the time stripe with 5:15 to play. Left wing Keyshawn Thomas out top to Camden Brown. Brown finds Loncourt being guarded closely by Lee. Now out top to Wires. He'll pull up for the 3. Shot up and he buries it. We're about 3 steps behind the line. The junior's got 11. And it's a 54-35 Staley lead, but they're going to call a timeout to talk it over. 54-35, Staley on top of Quincy. 4:56 to play in this one. We're back in a minute.
These trees symbolize our family's strength and love, with sheltering guidance from above. At Freeze Ornamental Nursery, our roots run deep, grounding us in times of adversity. The branches connect us as love continues to grow. We are Freeze Ornamental Nursery.
From our humble beginnings in 1890 to the billion-dollar company we are today, Titan continues to grow as a global leader in the production of agriculture and off-the-road tires and wheels. We're always on the lookout for hard-working people to join our team. Competitive wages, excellent benefits, growth potential. Move forward with Titan. Titan moves the world. Visit TitanQuincyJobs.com.
Staley with the lead here. It's a 54-35 ball game as they took the timeout following the quick basket by QHS and Damon. Quincy High Jump giving up here. They're not withering away here at the end, but they've still got a heck of a hole to crawl out of as they trail by 19 with 4:56 to go.
Yeah, there's plenty of fight in this Blue Devil squad. They've shown no quit. Led by Ralph Wires, the 5'9 junior, just picked up his 11th points of the night on a big 3 from deep behind the arc. But the Blue Devils just haven't been able to sustain a long run in this one, as anytime they've done anything, Staley's had an answer, as Lee's going to attack the basket for the Falcons. Up and under for him is no good. It's going to be swatted away and then tracked down by Camden Brown. Brown gets it to Wires. Wires going to go coast to coast, then kick it left wing Loncourt. 3 up for him Off the back of the rim, no good. Evans with the rebound. Full court pass to Parker. Parker couldn't track it down. Finally does, gets it to Lee. And Lee will put up another 2 for Staley, give him 6. Parker thought he might be able to dunk it there, but just couldn't hold on to it. Instead, he'll pick up the assist and give his team a 21-point lead with 4 minutes to play in the ball game. Wires into the front court for QHS. Spin move, attacks the basket, shot up and good. He's got 13. Goes in amongst the trees and still finds a way to score. Falcons push it into the front court. That's Lee. Lee's pass almost stolen away by Brown, but instead he's going to be whistled for a foul. That'll be the 8th against the Blue Devils.
Third foul for Camden Brown. That's going to put Staley back at the free throw line here, as they're going to check back in Xavier Wilson. Also checking back in is KV Stone for Staley, as Caden Fish is going to go his way to the charity line. 22 points on the night. This is his first time at the free throw line tonight, and it comes with the 3:48 to go here in the ball game. Fish eyes the first free throw. Off the glass, takes a friendly bounce and goes in. Make it 23 points now for Caden Fish. A heck of a specimen here. We've seen some athletes this weekend, guys. I mean, some absolute studs here on this court at Blue Devil Gym.
Wires.
Second free throw no good. Goes down to Wires, his third.
He'll sky high for the board and push it quickly into the front court. Finds Keyshawn Thomas top of the key. Gets it back to Wires from the Blue Devil. Shot up for him, no good. Fish skies high for the board. And with 3:30 to play here in the ball game, Staley will bring it into the front court, leading 57-37. Staley's got 4 of their 5 starters out here. KV Stone and the replacement Yawu. Top of the key to Wilson. Wilson throws it away. That's a turnover against the Falcons. They're 6. 15 on the game. I can't read here.
Sorry about that.
Long court into the front court for the Blue Devils. He gets it right wing to Mullerin. Mullerin picks up his dribble. Now got to find something to do with it. Wires comes and gets it. He'll bring it back out top of the key. Left wing to Longcore. Down to the post to Brown. Brown attacks the bucket. Shot up, no good. Fish with the board, and then he'll go to the other end to shoot the 1-and bonus as he was fouled by Thomas.
Thomas is going to pick up his second. That's going to be the 9th against Quincy High. That rebound just got Caden Fish into the double-double category tonight. He's got 23 points and 10 rebounds. He's going to look to expand on his scoring efforts tonight back at the bonus line as he'll line up for the first free throw. Chris Neff, talking to the rest of the Staley squad here on the sideline. First free throw up and good. Give Fish now 24 points on the night. 2:55 left to go here. Staley back up by 21 points. Here in a pretty commanding performance tonight at Blue Devil Gymnasium. Second free throw up. Takes a bounce off. Goes down to Longcore. That's his second rebound of the evening.
Longcore will push it quickly into the front court. Look to do something still with it. Attacks the bucket. Picks up his dribble. Tries to get a backdoor pass to Brown. Instead it's stolen away. Turnover against the Blue Devils, their 12th. Evans will bring it into the front court for Staley with 2:35 to play here in the ball game. Gets it to Fish, free throw line extended, out top to Wilson. Wilson shot fake, puts it on the floor. He'll go middle, kick it out to Evans with 18, and 2:25 to play here. Evans gets it down low to Fish with 12 on the shot clock. Fish back to the in against Mullerin. Now kicks it out top to Evans, right wing to Stone, and going to be a turnover against the Falcons, their 16th. As Wilson will be whistled for the moving screen.
It's going to be his 4th, team number 9. Offensive foul results in no free throws here for Quincy High. Instead, it'll be Longcore inbounding the basketball with 2:17 left to go. Blue Devils down by 21.
Guys, I don't know how many laps some of these folks have walked here today, but I know it's a lot.
These kids get their steps in Blue Devil Gymnasium.
Thomas picks up his dribble. He's got to do something with it. Gets it to Brown, cutting to the basket. And Brown's going to be whistled for a charge as Xavier Wilson steps up and takes it. That'll be a turnover against the Blue Devils. That's their 13th.
For Brown, it's going to be his 4th personal foul, team number 10. Staley will be in double bonus for the last 2:03 here. They lead 58-37. Just been a frustrating night all around for the guys on the home team this evening.
But as we talked about in the pregame show, this is the type of game this Blue Devil squad needed because they have high hopes of making a deep postseason run in 4A basketball here in the state of Illinois, and they've got to play tough competition like this Staley squad, and it looks like the Blue Devils will fall to 18-3 after this ball game as Wilson gets KV Stone cutting to the bucket. Mistimed his jump for the dunk. It was no good. Mullerin tracked down the board for the Blue Devils, found Wires. Wires got it into the front court to Longcore. Longcore picks up his dribble. Shot attempt up for him is no good. Swatted away by Evans. Rebound comes down to Lee, who's going to push it front court. Euro step shot up, no good. Left-handed putback from Fish, no good. Mullerin with the board. Gets it to Brown. Front court, Keyshawn Thomas. He'll attack the basket, and Thomas will be called for an offensive foul as Evans stepped up to take the charge for the Staley squad. It'll be another foul against Thomas and another turnover against the Blue Devils.
It'll be the 14th against the Blue Devils tonight. It's going to be Keyshawn Thomas's third foul. You've got some reserves now coming in for Staley.
We'll see John Neff check into the ball game for the first time in this one, as well as Dion Burton. And not sure who number 23 is.
Michael Jordan. Isn't that usually who it is?
Hey, let's go with it. We'll go with Aiden Winicky. As we see new guys into the ball game for the Blue Devils as well, with 1:15 to play here in the ball game. Stone comes across the time stripe for Staley. He's got it top of the key, approaching the 1 minute mark. Between the legs dribble, picks it up, gets it to Wilson. Wilson right wing, gets it to Neff. To Burton, top of the key with 10. Down low to Wilson. He'll spin middle. Shot attempt for him is up, no good. Rebound into the hands of Nate Hetzler for the Blue Devils. Ball go out of bounds, and it will be Blue Devils basketball.
Nice hustle play by Winicky, trying to keep things moving here for Staley and not let them get stagnant here in the final minute of the basketball game as Reed O'Brien will inbounds here for the Blue Devils.
He inbounds to Cameron Wires. Wires going to cross the time stripe and gets it to Hetzler. Left wing, that'll be to Isaiah Tolton. Tolton gets it to O'Brien, down low. Tolton shot fake up, shot no good, and that'll foul Xavier Wilson out of the ball game with 32.9 seconds to play.
It's going to be the 10th foul of the half against the Falcons. Xavier Wilson will foul out tonight with 3 points, 2 rebounds. As now Larry Parker will check back into the basketball game. To the line is going to be Isaiah Tolton for his first 2 of the evening. 32.9 seconds. We'll wrap everything up on the Illini Community Hospital postgame show and get you set for the final game here of the Quincy Shootout. As the first one is good for Tolton. Give him 1 point on the night. It'll be Huntington Prep taking on the Burlington School. Do we emphasize the like the Ohio State? How does that work, guys?
Oh, you got to. Any chance you get to do that, you got to take it. As Burton comes down with the board for Staley, he'll push it into the front court. Shot clock is off, so we'll see if Staley tries to get a shot off here, if they just hold for hold for the end of the game. Instead, it'll be a turnover. Wires with the steal for the Blue Devils. He'll cross the time stripe with 15 to play. 58-38. Game 8 of 9, as Brian told you. Huntington Prep, who lost 58-53 last night to Vashon High School, will take on the Burlington School, who lost to this Staley squad last night in the final game at QND. Again, 58-38, that's the final. Staley over Quincy High, game 8 of 9. We'll be back to wrap this one up after these.
We do a procedure called a transcatheter aortic valve replacement, and we call it TAVR.
TAVR is state of the art. It wasn't really available worldwide until the early 2000s.
It's a minimally invasive procedure in order to replace the valve.
I'm number 1.
I was number 100. Years ago, they would have to do open heart surgery, and now they don't.
Had I not had it done, I would not be here today. I feel like I'm living on a bonus of blessings.
From our humble beginnings in 1890 to the billion-dollar company we are today, Titan continues to grow as a global leader in the production of agriculture and off-the-road tires and wheels. We're always on the lookout for hard-working people to join our team. Competitive wages, excellent benefits, growth potential. Move forward with Titan. Titan moves the world. Visit TitanQuincyJobs.com.
The Tri-State's favorite halftime performance kicks off Big Game Week, Sunday, February 5th, during the annual Sunday Super Sale at Emerald City Jewelers. For 4 crazy hours, celebrate your love of winning as you score 50% off everything on display. Nobody throws a more exciting kickoff to Big Game Week. The annual Sunday Super Sale, noon to 4 p.m., Sunday, February 5th, exclusively at Emerald City Jewelers, 20th and Main, Quincy.
Come into and dine out at the Abbey Restaurant in Quincy and feel right at home. Great food, large portions, and fantastic pricing. The Abbey is known for their ribs and steaks, served in a tavern atmosphere with flat screen TVs and a full bar, and is the perfect place for date night, a special occasion, or to eat out with the entire family, and now has a drive-up window for convenient takeout. The Abbey, located at 18th and Spring, Quincy.
Welcome back on the post-game show. Final in this contest, a win for the Staley Falcons over the Quincy High Blue Devils, 58-38 the final in this one. And Brian Shoemaker with some of your final stats.
For the Quincy High Blue Devils, they finished 14 of 50 from the floor tonight, 4 of 14 from behind the arc, 9 of 16 from the free throw line. Final scoring for Quincy, Ralph Wires finishes with 13 points, 3 rebounds. Camden Brown finishes with 4, Tyler Sprick with 4, Bradley Longcore with 8, Reed O'Brien with 2, Dom Clay with 2, Isaiah Talton with 1, Sam Mullerin with 1, and Keyshawn Thomas finishes with 4. For the Staley Falcons, 25 of 48 for the ball game, 4 of 11 behind the arc, 7 of 13 from the free throw line. Kyan Evans finishes with 8 points, Larry Parker with 7. Cameron Manyawu finishes with 9. Caden Fish, a heck of a night. He had a double-double, 24 points and 13 rebounds. Jared Lee finishes with 6. KV Stone finishes with 1. Xavier Wilson finishes with 3 points. The big stat of the night here, Charlie, Staley out-rebounds Quincy High 33-13. The offensive rebounding advantage 13-2.
Time to name our player of the game, presented by Derek Harris, Edward Jones Financial Advisor. And how about the day from Cade Fish, man? He looked like a man amongst boys out there tonight.
Just a heck of an athletic specimen. You can see why he is a top prospect for the Staley squad and a great leader for this team. Able to really execute, nice movement in the lane, and able to execute and finish, which is what you need to do when you're a big man.
Well, the Staley Falcons outmuscle the Blue Devils tonight, 58-38. We'll get set for our final contest of the 2023 Quincy Shootout. It's the Burlington School against Huntington Prep. We hope you'll